Guido in Iowa. Guido, what's going on? How are you?
Jim, how are you, bud?
Good,
I've
dude.
been a listener for a long time, since the 90s when I was in Cali. And I don't get to listen live very often. Certainly don't have time to rip a ducket, but I had to call today. I was listening to your storyline review yesterday. 22 names. 22 names were mentioned before the dawn of the Midwest Mafia, Mike and Indy. Are you kidding me with that? Geriatric Jeff and his petulant grandson Ricky, who's never won anything except multiple restraining orders from former students, 2 marginal callers from Canada, and that's generous, 3 golden ticket winners, and a fake dog. Before Mike and Indy, need I remind this jungle, Mike De La Creme has finished top 5, 9 out of 10 calls, second 6 times. Chael stole one from him because he was on the right side of a PR stunt by the Jim Rome show. Even Paul's dog doesn't think that the championship was right, that Chael won. Chael stole a second title when he was with Mike and Indy on a tandem call, and Mikey didn't need him for that either. The Midwest Mafia has long been maligned here in the jungle, evidenced by Caleb in Green Bay getting robbed in 2019. The Midwest Mafia remembers that one as well. The disrespect of mentioning 20 callers not named Leff or Brad before Mike and Indy will not be forgiven or forgotten. And yes, I didn't mention Sean the Cablinasian because he's dead to us. He left the jungle and came back. He doesn't exist as far as the Midwest Mafia is concerned. So tomorrow, Jim, I expect Mike and Indy to come with a big chip. It's going to be a chip so big, Jim, that Benny's going to try to mash it into his bologna sandwich. Mark in Hollywood's going to try to use it as a tooth implant. Cal's going to try to cash it at the Spearmint Rhino. And when all you guys come into the arena, Mikey's going to be sitting there on his sled, smoking a Cohiba and asking which one of you fools is going to check me. And the answer is none of you. None of you can check him because there's no rivalry in the jungle bigger than the XR4TI and Jim and the Midwest Mafia. It's not Brad v. Left or Left v. who he shall not be named. If Mikey De La Creme comes in tomorrow and can beat his biggest rivalry, the people that vote on who wins, Mikey's going to win his 7th title. I'm going to be on my pontoon boat listening live. I took the day off. I'm going to catch some fish, and the Midwest Mafia is going to come back to where they belong, on the throne. I'm out.
My man, Guido. Okay, first of all, rack him. Second of all, when you say you're going to be on your pontoon listening, Broham, I kind of wish you were calling tomorrow. That was that good. Thirdly, there's not some bias of the XR4TI against Mike. I love Mike. We love Mike. Mikey in Indy is one of the greatest callers in the history of this or any other show. I want Mike to call, and not so we can jam him. Again, I don't care who wins. I know you find that very hard to believe. My approach to the Smackoff is the same as my approach to sports. I don't give a damn who wins. I only want something to talk about. I only want something to react to. Believe me, there's not some bias against Mikey. I hope he calls, man. I hope he does win. You don't think that might be good for the program? But he's got to earn it. We're not going to give it to him. You're going to be on your pontoon on Friday. My man, I will be on a rented pontoon on Saturday in Wisco. It's a good way to roll, man. 1-800-636-8686. Guido. I love Guido. Like, I used to listen to the show in Cali. And now he's like, but I represent the Midwest Mafia, and Cali is keeping the man down. Huh? Either way, I love that call. Good job, Guido. Well done. Back to the phones. Let me get some reaction, actually. Oh, the defending champ is in. Leff in Laguna is listening. He reacts on Twitter. Tell Mike's dad we don't need a reminder of his stats. He tells us every year. I love it. So what do we have? We got a guy repping the Midwest Mafia, and we have the defending champ responding quickly on Twitter. Such a good time. What a time to be alive.